Hello, welcome back to another section of program tutorials. In this section is going to be a lengthy one for sure. In this section we're going to look at quite a number of things, but all falls under navigation. So we're going to look at navigating between screens in Flutter. We're going to look at the introduction to navigation, basic navigation using navigator.push and pop. We also look at named routes, passing data between screens, and using navigator.push replacements. Okay, so without further ado, please, if you are new here, consider subscribing to this channel, and also let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Let's get started. Why is navigation important? Navigation allows users to move between different screens in an app, making it interactive and functional. For example, when you open a new page in a social media app to view a friend's profile, that's navigation at work. In Flutter, navigation is managed through something called routes. Think of routes as paths that connect different screens or pages in your app. When you navigate, you are moving from one route to another. I have some main components here. That's navigator and routes. The navigator widget controls navigation. It manages the app stack of routes, while routes represent different pages or screens. Each time you navigate, you are adding, removing, or replacing a route on the stack. Alright, so these are two main components will be dealing with: the navigator and the routes. Okay, so let's begin with basic navigation using navigator.push and navigator.pop. In my main.dat file, I have this simple my app widget here. So we're going to create two separate class or widgets, stateless widget for sure, and I'm going to name this first page. You can name it first screen or first routes, first page. Okay, and return a scaffold, app bar, title, text, saying first page. Okay, the body of it, we are going to have body, we are going to say center child elevated button, avoid function, and the child, we are going to have text here and say push. Okay, so we have to do for the second screen. So you're going to create a second screen. Just copy this. Alright, no copy. Let me STL again. Say second page. Okay, so I'll return the scaffold here too. And call this one pop, call this one second page. Okay, let's come to this home for the material app. and return our first screen, our first page. So let's now auto restart. Okay, you are seeing first page and then push as we are expecting. Okay, so this section we want to move navigate from the first page to the second page. Okay, so we come to the first page, the button, this button push, the on press of it, we're going to call navigator dot of context dot push, the push acceptor. So, but because we routed to the second page, it is seen that it is a stack. Because of the stack, it is now noticing an addition of screen, so it's now telling you that you can remove that stack out of the existing views. Okay, we can also do same by utilizing this pop button here. So we come inside the on press of the pop and say navigator dot of context simply dot pop. Okay, so this is by removing the routes from the stack. So with this we remove the routes from the stacks, then we can now add this routes to the stack. Alright, so this is it for the pop and the push. The next section is the named routes. So for the named route, named routes allows you to assign a unique name to each screen in your app. This way you can refer to screens by name instead of using material page route every time. Named routes make navigation more organized and easier to manage, especially in larger apps. With the Flutter documentation, it has a limitation here. Although named route can handle deep links, the behavior is always the same and can't be customized. When a new deep link is received by the platform, Flutter pushes a new route onto the navigator regardless of where the user currently is. Flutter also doesn't support the browser forward button for applications using named routes. For these reasons, we don't recommend using named routes in most applications, so we can actually use it, but it is not recommended for use in most applications. So to start with the named routing, we have to define our routes. So inside the material app, we have this property of the material app called routes, which is a map of string, key, and budget border as its value. So we're going to have our first routes. So to the home, we are using a /, and the value is a widget border, which is a context arrow function pointing to first screen or first page. Okay, Then the next one is /second, and its value is our widget border arrow function second page. Okay, so now we replace home with initial route. So the initial route should be a string, so we just use this / because it is defined here, so it has it, so no problem with this. So let's hot restart. Here are we back at the first page. So now when you come to the first screen or first page, we comment the navigator.push functionality and say navigator dot of context dot push named. Our route is named, so we are using named. So we want to go to the second screen or second page from the first one. Okay, so you save this. No more using the navigator.push, we are using navigator.push named. So when I push here, it brings me to the second page and pop back to the first page. Okay, how we can come back to this without leaving it in the stack is by replacing it, because we will not be able to pop with a name. But to go back to the page, there's a first page, we are going to use replacement. It's push replacement. Okay, so now we are in the second page, then we are popping, we are going back to the first page. Back to the first page, not the second page. So we should use this /, so this one goes back to the first page, but you can see it is not removing, it is added as a screen, additional route. So to do this, we are going to use push named and removed until. Then we add this route first. Okay, so now when you go to the first screen and we pop, it removes all the screens and brings it back to the first page, so we don't see the default pop button here. Okay, so that's it for the named router. So we use the named by defining it inside here, the material app. So now let's look at how we can pass data between these two screens. So to pass data between these two screens, we have different options. The one we are going to consider first is with a named route. So with the named route, this named route has this property called argument. So we can pass a data through this argument. It takes an object. Okay, so let's pass whatever we write here, we can be able to access it somewhere else. So arguments I can get this. So you're sending a string, you're adding a string argument to this route. When you are routing, we are adding this string argument to it. So how then do we receive it? So let's create a constructor. Let's add a property to the constructor here. So final string message. Okay, so let's add it to the constructor, then show it here. Message. Okay, so now this is requesting an argument to be passed, which is the message. Okay, so because you are adding an argument through the routing, we are coming to access it through the route settings. So you are going to say modal route dot of context dot settings dot arguments, okay, as string. Okay, so we are accessing the arguments from the route settings because you've passed that particular argument within the arguments here. Okay, so we should be able to access it here. So let's see how it goes. So we push with the argument, and I can get this, which is what we type in here as an argument. So we've passed the data from the first screen to the second screen. Alright, so this is with a named route. We can also do same with a push and also with a constructor. Okay, we're using constructor. So let's also comment this whole thing here and go back to our home. So we are using this home. Let's hot reload. Okay, so we are in the first page. So you are going to use the push. Let's use the constructor first. So we can pass it straight by using the constructor message. So the message you are going to send. So I'm getting this sooner. Okay, so this is with the push material page route with the constructor. Okay, we are just passing it through the constructor. So when you push here, I'm getting this. Alright, so this is through the constructor, straight forward to the constructor, and this is what I mostly use. Okay, and also another one is through the material page route. So inside this material page route, if you don't want to use this second page here, inside the material page route, we can also add this property called settings. Okay, so these settings we call route settings. Okay, so with this route setting, we have a property called argument. So we are going to pass the argument to it. So I can get it this way too. Alright, I can get it this way too. So how do we then also read this? So we come to the page where we want to see it, because we are routing to this second page. Okay, so in this second page, I'll create a variable here and say message2 is equal to, like we did for the named route, modal dot of context dot settings dot arguments are strange. Okay, then we come here. Let's try this. Okay, call message 2. So hot restart. Okay, so at this time you are sending 2 messages to the same screen through the constructor and the route settings of the material page route. Okay, so now you get, I'm getting this, I can get this way too. This is a bad English. I can get it this way too. Okay, so I can get it this way too. So this is it for the passing of data. So through the constructor we are using, I'm getting this, and through the material page route we also have this one here, and likewise what we did for the named one. So this is it. The last one is push replacement. Okay, push replacement. So for the push replacement, it is mostly used in authentications. So like log out, sign in or sign up, so that we will not be able to, when it gets to the home page, we can't go to the sign in or sign up page anymore. Okay, so for that you just do push replacement. Okay, so the screen, the current screen will be replaced with a second screen, of which will not be able to go back to it anymore. So we are going back to the first page. Now when you press on push, it replaces this current screen, so it's kind of, it will not exist anymore. So push. Okay, so you don't see the back arrow for navigation, back pop navigation. Okay, so this is it for today's video. It's been quite lengthy one. So if you looked at navigation using the pop, the push, and using the named route, and we've also looked at passing data from one page to another page, and we also look at replacing a particular page in the stack of an app. Thank you for watching to this end, and please do also subscribe to this channel, and let me know in the comment section if this video really helped you, and if it did, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and until then I will see you in another video. Bye.